Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. As in the previous module, we started the chapter Consumer Rights. In that module, we discussed about the consumer in the marketplace. Here in this module, we are going to discuss about the consumer movement. So let us begin, students. Consumer movement. The consumer movement arose out of dissatisfaction of the consumers as many unfair practices were being indulged in by the seller. Unfair practices mean you can say less weighing, keeping the price different for the different consumer means there is no fixed price of particular commodity. As here in this figure you can see Your your bill is 430 rupees for a one pack of corn. So this way you can understand the 230 ticket of cinema hall usually used to be and 430 of this popcorn charges. So you can understand how the consumer is cheated in the marketplace. There are no legal system available to the consumers to protect them from exploitation in the marketplace. For a long time when a consumer was not happy with a particular brand, product or shop, he or she generally avoided buying that brand product or would stop purchasing from that shop. Other than this, there was no option. Either you avoid to have relation with that shop or the brand, or you face the problem offered by such brand and the shops. It was presumed that it was the responsibility of the consumers to be careful while buying a commodity or service. The shopkeeper or the seller or the producer was not responsible at all. So this was presumed. It took many years for organizations in India and around the world to create awareness amongst people against such kind of malpractices by the sellers and the producers. This has also shifted the responsibility of ensuring quality of goods and services on the sellers. So as the awareness amongst the people, amongst the consumer came, the responsibility of the consumer, which was presumed, shifted to the sellers and the producers. In India, the consumer movement as a social force originated with the necessity of protecting and promoting the interest of consumer against unethical and unfair trade practices. The rampant food shortages, hoardings, black marketing, adulteration of food and edible oil gave birth to the consumer movement in an organized form in 1960s. Here in figure you can see the few example. Here example is about the hoarding. The people start collecting or the sellers start collecting the goods and not releasing it for sale, and that creates shortage of the particular good in the market. Here black marketing is done. As kerosene oil is legally offered by the government for the public and distributed through the Russian shops. But here in this figure, the shopkeeper is selling to the traders that kerosene oil. Here, adulteration example you can see in the picture. It is a modern adulteration, though earlier this kind of adulteration was not in practice. So nowadays you can see how far giving the good color to tomatoes, the injection is injected to this tomato. A particular chemical is injected to this, and the color is coming out. Of means color, desired color is coming out. Till the 1970s, consumer organizations were largely engaged in writing articles and holding exhibitions. So only this was the movement, and this was a way of protesting the malpractices in the marketplace by writing articles and holding exhibitions. They formed consumer groups to look into the malpractices in Russian shops and overcrowding in the road passenger transport. More recently, India witnessed uh, an upsurge in the number of consumer groups. So nowadays, the consumers are becoming united day by day, slowly, as they are becoming aware of their rights. A Consumer International. In 1985, United Nations adopted the UN Guidelines for Consumer Protection, and this was a tool for nations to adopt measures to protect consumers and for consumer advocacy groups to press their governments to do so. So once this step was taken by UNO, United Nations Organization, and then afterward the different countries started to have such kind of actions. The people, the organizations got the initiative from this, got the way from this to say to their government to have such kind of legal actions against the consumer exploitation in the marketplace. At the international level, this has become the foundation for consumer movement. Today, Consumer International has become an umbrella body to over 220 members organizations from over 150 countries. So 115 countries are member of this organization, Consumer International. The Consumer Protection Act. So because of all these effort, the movement succeeded in bringing pressure on business firms as well as government to protect business conduct which may be unfair against the interest of consumer at large. So a major step taken in 1986 by the Indian government was the enactment of the Consumer Protection Act 1986, popularly known as COPRA. COPRA is standing for CO Consumer, PR Protection, and A for Act. So Consumer Protection Act 1986, and this was the time from when the consumer got some rights and legal action was taken behalf of the government, or you can say from the government side, against malpractices in the marketplace. about this Consumer Protection Act will discuss in the next modules. So this was all about for today's students. Thank you. Have a nice day. We'll meet in the next module with other topics given in the chapter. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day, student. Bye bye.